Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Breaking pitch, hammered out to left center field. Forget about this one. Gone! Big fly for Mike Trout. And Torrey Hunter lifts one out towards deep left field. Alex Gordon back at the wall. Gone! Back-to-back jacks. Light that baby up as the Angels defeat the Royals by the final of 11-6. Another perfect night for baseball here at the Big A. The Angels with that victory on Wednesday. Now 4-2 on this homestand. And tonight they kick off a 3-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays. As we take a look at our American League West standings, the Angels and the Rangers were idle last night. Oakland ended up losing to Toronto, and that's why the Angels are 5 back of Texas. And the Athletics just a half game back. As we welcome you inside the Big A and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West. Victor Rojas along with my partner Mark Kubas, and of course we'd like to talk a little bit about tonight's game, and we'll do that once the first pitch is thrown. But of course news was made before the game today as the Angels acquired starting pitcher Zach Greinke from the Milwaukee Brewers for 3 minor leaguers that included prospect Gene Segura. And I tell you what, it's nice to acquire an ace, a front end of the rotation guy as your number 4 starter going into the stretch.
Yeah, Victor, he's won a Cy Young in the American League before, so he knows this league very well. He's got outstanding stuff. Mid to upper 90s fastball, great repertoire of secondary pitches. He's doing extremely well against the AL West. He's got a 12-6 mark with the ERA under 2.7 against the teams he's going to face a lot towards the end of the season. So great stuff for Zach Greinke. He fields his position well. He throws the fastball extremely well. He spots it. He's got a very unhittable slider. Somewhere it's up there at 88 to 90 mile an hour on the slider. He's got a big, slow curveball similar to Jared Weaver. Good changeup. Throws a lot of strikes. Works quickly, goes in deep in the ball games, which is going to be important to take that stress level off your bullpen when you have another starter. That adds another starter in there to be able to go deep in the game and relegate only needing 3 to 6 outs out of your bullpen.
Greinke's coming off a dominant start against the Philadelphia Phillies on Tuesday. He'll make his Angels debut on Sunday. But tonight we have baseball to be played. It's Dan Herron making his second start coming off the DL, so sit back and relax. We'll bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. there in Southern California. The Halos trying to continue their winning ways. At least have won the first 2 series to start this homestand. 3 more on this homestand against the Rays, and it's back out on the road. A long road trip that begins on Monday night against the Texas Rangers. The Halos have taken the field, and we'll take a look at manager Joe Maddon's starting 9 for the Tampa Bay Rays. They are 3rd in the American League East. 8.5 games back of the New York Yankees with a 51-48 record. They've got Sam Fuld leading things off in left field. It's B.J. Upton in center. Ben Zobrist at second base. Matt Joyce is the cleanup hitter in right field. Jeff Keppinger is the DH. Carlos Pena will play first base. Ryan Roberts, newly acquired from the Arizona Diamondbacks, is at third. Jose Lobaton is the catcher, and Elliot Johnson, the switch hitter, will play shortstop and bat ninth. Taking on Dan Haren, who's coming off a nice start. His first start off the disabled list, and that was against the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, he looked real comfortable on the mound. First time we've seen that in a long time for Dan Haren. He's got great numbers in his career. Versus the Rays 6-3 mark with an ERA 2.69. They're batting only .201 in their career, these hitters for the Rays against Dan Haren. He does a great job as far as pitching inside with the fastball, but getting a lot of swing and misses with his split finger fastball.
Check out the defense behind Haren this evening. It'll be Mark Trumbo in left, Mike Trout in center. Torrey Hunter is in right field. The infield consists of Alberto Callaspo, Meister Suris, Howie Kendrick, and Albert Pujols from third to first, with Bobby Wilson behind the plate.
Torrey Hunter in right field has done an outstanding job. That transition from center field to right field, 15 outfield assists last year, 7 so far this year. There's 5 errors combined the last 2 seasons in the right field position. Very acrobatic as far as going for the baseball both towards the line and in the alley.
All right, since you like talking and you are on a roll right now, let's go right to your Hyundai key to the game.
Well, you got to go with Settle Down by No Doubt. I figure you love No
Absolutely.
Doubt, Victor. And big thing for Dan Haren is settling down in the strike zone. When he gets into trouble, it's when he gets his fastball elevated. Same thing with his slider. Look for him to work downstairs with his slider, cut fastball, and sinking fastball.
Big Gwen Stefani fan.
Yes, I knew it. That's why I picked it for you today.
You're the man.
For you.
Heron's first pitch to Sam Fuld is in for a strike. Fuld playing in his 4th game this year. He had wrist surgery too. There's some ligament damage that he had back in April. Had the surgery on April the 3rd. He's done a nice job since coming back in his 3 games. 5 for 9. A double. 2 runs batted in. Fuld, if you recall, was with the Rays last year and had a terrific start to the year. I mean, he was a sensation for the Tampa Bay Rays. 29 years of age. He's 30 now. That was his first full season. He eventually cooled off a little bit. But he did spend his first full season in the big leagues as he bounces this one. A diving stop to the backhand by Albert Pujols. There's out number 1.
Well, there's a couple days off. Looked like it helped Albert. That was a quick move. 1 step and dives. Full extensions, able to get up and step on the base. Need to keep Sam Fuld off the base. High energy guy. You were mentioning about Sam Fuld, a guy that gets on base, can run a lot, but Albert with a great play at first base.
And this is a Rays team that will run. They are tops in the American League in stolen bases with 83. Halos are second with 77 as B.J. Upton swings and misses. 0-1 count.
One thing you try to do against Upton is establish the breaking pitch early because he's trying to jump on a first pitch fastball.
1 ball, 1 strike on Upton. A .247 average with 9 home runs and 36 runs batted in. This one lifted in the air down the third base line. Long run for Asturis, and Callaspo might stay in play, and Alberto makes the catch on the tarp. 2 down.
Oh, Alberto's playing some great defense. And back there, read that ball very well, tracked it, got right by the tarp. He'll reach up and make the play.
It's plays like this that kind of remind us all that the Angels do own a tarp.
I forgot about that. He said, why is that tarp there?
Well, if that's his reaction at this ballpark, imagine if he had done that at the Coliseum.
He would have been standing underneath there. There was a lot more room.
Ben Zobrist with a 1 ball, no strike count. A .246 average on the year for the switch hitter. He started second base as he fouls this one back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Zobrist with 11 home runs and 39 runs batted in. 23 doubles, 5 triples. Odd splits, too. I mean, hitting just .218 at home this season. That one's a strike. Zobrist perhaps thinking that pitch a little bit low, and it's 1-2. Zobrist hitting .278 out on the road.
That's surprising because the Trop is a good hitter's park. Quick infield, short dimensions down the lines in particular.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Aaron in that start against Texas on the 22nd. 2 runs, both earned, 3 hits, 6 innings of work, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. Picked up his 7th win. The 2-2. Outside, full count. Angels making a couple of other moves today. Eric Ibar was placed on the disabled list, retroactive to July 22nd. Andrew Romine recalled, and Vernon Wells, with the trade of Gene Segura, has been activated off the DL as Zobrist lines went out to right field. Torrey Hunter is playing deep to begin with, makes a catch, and the Rays go down in orders. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Trout, Hunter, and Pujols fakes Alex Cobb with no score. Is starting 9 for this evening in this game 1 of a 3-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays. Mike Trout leading things off at center. Torrey Hunter is in right. Albert Pujols back in the lineup at first base. Mark Trumbo in left field. Kendrys Morales at DH. Alberto Callasco at third. Howie Kendrick at second. Meister Asturias at the shortstop position. Bobby Wilson batting ninth and doing the catching as they take on the 24-year-old right-hander native of Vero Beach, Florida. Former Dodgers bat boy at Dodger Town. His name is Alex Cobb.
Now, Cobb, fastball 87 to 92, curveball, changeup. He likes to throw his changeup nearly 40% of the time. He'll throw his changeup. Not afraid to go back to back with that pitch either. 1-0 in his career versus the Angels. They are a 4.22.
Take a look at the defense for the Rays after Mike Trout's plate appearance. Trout 4 for 12 in the series against the Kansas City Royals. 356 on the year, 16 home runs, 49 runs batted in. Ran into longtime Sports Illustrated writer Tom Verducci. He's at the ballpark for the next couple of days. So he's working on a feature on Mike Trout. So should be interesting. I'm a big fan of Verducci.
Yeah, he does a good job, and I don't blame him. It's an opportunity to talk to Mike Trout. This way he plays the game and what he's done for this offense and defense and the overall energy of the club.
1 ball, 1 strike on Trout. 20 doubles and 5 triples on the year. The Angels at 54 and 45 on the season. This being game number 100. 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Cobb with a 4-7 mark. 5.05 ERA, 62 1/3 innings, 67 hits. He has struck out 46 and he has walked 23. Trout lifts one in the air. The first base side, Carlos Pena. Attention, fair territory, and there is the first down of the inning. We'll take a look at the Rays defensively. It's Fold, Upton, and Joyce in the outfield from left to right. The infield consists of Roberts, Johnson, Zobrist, and Pena from third to first, and Lobaton is doing the catching.
Ben Zobrist getting to start at second base. You've seen him play a number of different positions. Committed 6 errors in that position, though. Very good as far as turning double plays. Good job with that pivot foot at that base. But again, he's played a number of positions for Joe Madden, which a number of the players of his team will do. Versatility key for the Rays.
Torrey looks at a strike from Cobb. Big game for Hunter. Wednesday. 4 for 5. 3 runs batted in. Fouls this one back, and it's no balls at 2 strikes. Picked up career hit number 1900. Got a 5-game hitting streak going on. Jab shot foul on the first base side, and the count remains at 0-2.
Yeah, Cobb does a nice job as far as spotting the fastball in and away, changes speeds very well, keeps the ball in the ballpark. In his 62-plus innings, he's only allowed 3 home runs, so he doesn't give up many home runs. He will give up, though, his share of hits.
Pujols on deck, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. The Rays going down in order to start the game. There's the off-speed pitch from Alex Cobb. Count remains at 0-2. Former 4th-round pick in 2006 from Vero Beach High School. Turned down an offer to go to Clemson to sign with the Rays. Torrey pulls this one foul. Dino playing deep in the third base coach's box. Gets out of the way of that one.
He was quick. He had that off day yesterday to work on his quickness. You know, the way of that well-hit ball by Torrey right at him.
At some point, they've got to restripe those coaches' boxes, don't they?
Yeah, they're a little bit too close and they're small, and no one ever stands in that coach's box.
Torrey loops one out toward right field. Joyce is going to play it on a hop, and it's a 1-out single for Hunter. Make that a 6-game hitting streak for Torrey.
Continues to like hitting that number 2 spot in the lineup. In 3:18 coming into the game, it should help there with another base hit for Torrey. This is a good approach. Inside out, ran that fastball in on him. He's able to keep his hands quiet enough to be able to hit it in the right field in front of Joyce for a base hit.
Albert will step in. Pujols had the day off on Wednesday, essentially giving him 2 full days off. As a matter of fact, he served as the DH on Tuesday. In that game, he went 0 for 3, including a walk. First one is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Pujols in that game on Tuesday fouled the ball. He fouled the ball off his right elbow. It ended up putting a little sleeve on, protective sleeve on it. But had the day off on Wednesday, day off yesterday, had his charity golf tournament.
Cobb with 1 pickoff this year, but has been pretty easy to steal against. 9 stolen bases in 10 attempts. So he's got a quick move, but when he delivers the baseball home, an opportunity to be able to steal a base against him.
Off-speed pitch is in for a strike. The play we were talking about on Tuesday night against Kansas City for Albert.
And right on the elbow. Off the bat and on the elbow.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Tried to be quick, and then when he pushed off the pitching rubber, got the foot caught by the rubber area. Sometimes you see pitchers dig around that area, and then you got it caught as you try to push off, that extra push off to be able to get more velocity. Or sometimes when you do that, you're trying to change speeds. You drag that back foot for a changeup to take a little bit more off the pitch.
And he runs that fastball up and in on him. Count remains at 1-2. Torrey Hunter with a 1-out single, standing at first base, and not able to get an extended lead over there. Cobb made 9 starts in the big leagues last year, went 3-2 with a 3.42 ERA, and ended up having to have season-ending surgery to remove a blood clot and blockage. His first rib on the right side. It looks like Cobb slipped on that throw to first base. Twelfth start of the year for Cobb. In the air down the right field line. Joyce giving chase, and he will not get there. It lands a couple of rows deep. The count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It seems like Cobb is not quite comfortable on that part of the pitching rubber. Dan Herron starts on that side, the first base side of the pitching rubber. Most right-handed pitchers will be in the middle or shade towards the third base side of the pitching rubber, both on that side. So on the push-off, it's been difficult for Cobb, whether he's throwing the first or delivering the baseball home.
Ground ball past Pena and into right field. Torrey was going on the pitch, ends up at third base.
Well, what a piece of hitting by Pujols, too. Going with the pitch. With 2 strikes, you can't take that chance if it's going to be close enough to the zone. It hits the ball hard. Past Pena, one of the best fielders in the American League at that position. And with Torrey going, easily cruises in first to third. It's a nice job all around, aggressive. Like I said, they're going to try to steal some bases against Alex Cobb. There's no question. And with that movement, allowed that position to be open. First and third for Trumbo.
So back-to-back singles with 1 out. Runners at the corners. Trumbo at the plate, hitting .307, 27 home runs and 68 runs batted in. And that one hit the knob of the bat. That's a foul ball. Fastball up and in. It's an 0-1 count. Jim Hickey is going to come out, the pitching coach.
And I've always believed as a pitcher, when you got a guy at third base, your first pitch should always be a fastball, especially against a power guy in on the hands, because you want to make sure, because he's looking for something driving the air. As a pitcher, you're trying to throw something inside to take away the big part of the bat against a power hitter.
It's a quick visit by Jim Hickey. Cobb at his last start was taken out after 2 innings. Took a line drive off the lower right leg. Had a contusion. Obviously no broken bones. Otherwise he wouldn't be making this start.
He had a back-to-back short starts. Last time out before that, just 3 1/3 innings pitches in the start. That was against Cleveland. He had 5 walks in that game.
Trumbo 2 for 4 game on Wednesday, including an RBI. Here's the 0-1. Off-speed pitch down low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Trumbo hit .381 in his homestand, so he's seeing the ball very well. .333 career hitter against the Rays, including 2 home runs.
This one foul back. That's 1-2.
Now this is where Trumbo's made a good adjustment, especially behind in the count now. Now he goes into mode of trying to put the ball in play, hit the ball the other way. Especially when you got a guy who throws a lot of changeups. It's difficult to keep your hands back to make good contact.
All right, 19 pitches thrown by Cobb so far, 15 strikes. You got Trout to pop out to Pena, then Hunter and Pujols with back-to-back singles. Breaking pitch, a little bit high. Not a bad idea. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, now you have to have a lot of confidence in your changeup. If you throw a changeup after a slow curveball because you've allowed the hitter to time the speed of a pitch.
Bounced over to second base. And it's going to be a 4th inning ending double play. The Angels get a couple of men on in the first and leave them stranded. Leave one stranded. We've played one. No score. Stick around. Jerry DePoto, the Angels general manager, will join us in the second. Kraft hanger. Great shots from high above here, courtesy of that the flip. Top of the second with no score, and it's our pleasure to welcome in the general manager of your Los Angeles Angels, Jerry DePoto, as Dan Herron goes to work here on Matt Joyce. And as always, man, we appreciate your time. We know you're kind of busy, and I remember, what was it, a couple of weeks ago we said, let's see, Zach Greinke, Justin Upton, and Cole Hamels are all available. How are you going to get us all three? Well, Hamels re-signed. Greinke's done. Is Upton next?
No, I think we've done our damage. It was a lot of fun, but it turned out to be a very unexpectedly enjoyable day.
Yeah, how does that deal get done like that of magnitude? I mean, this guy won a Cy Young just a few years ago, and you'd be able to get him for some minor league prospects, although good ones. Didn't have to take anybody from your 25-man roster.
Which I think was imperative to the ability to do this trade. Obviously, we're in a good position from a team major league standpoint right now. We have the ability to control our own destiny. This allows us a better chance at doing that. Anytime you can string out or improve your pitching depth at this time of the year, you're at advantage. It's been a good move.
Is this one of the best parts of the job? As Joyce hooks one foul, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. The art of the chase of finding out the guy that you want and then trying to package together a deal.
It is. It's enjoyable. You have to be creative in some instances. And the relationships that you build with various clubs like this, with Milwaukee, Doug Melvin, the ability to put together a deal, all revolves around your ability as an organization to sign and develop players.
I got to ask you, why Zach Greinke? Josh Johnson's been rumored, Ryan Dempster, any number of guys. Why Zach Greinke? Why is he the guy for the Angels?
Well, we feel like Zach's a great fit. Obviously, his major league success, you're talking about a former American League Cy Young Award winner. He's 28 years old, who's in the prime of his career. He's enjoying a solid season right now. He's been durable. He's an inning eater, and he's a productive winner in a good environment.
Yeah, we talked about a few weeks ago how you try to be able to pull a deal like this off. This one's hit out of the ballpark. But Keppinger, who continues to have pretty good numbers against Dan Herron, but when you're trying to put this deal together, we talked about sometimes when you don't hear names being bounced around. We heard James Shields and the Rays and all these other names possibly come to the Angels. How did that come about where you were able to keep that name Zach Greinke not from being involved as far as a potential deal here with the Angels?
Well, a lot of it is just speculation, and anytime there's a media speculation, a leak, if you will, it's not coming from us. So the discussions that we're having with other teams, we try to keep them as quiet as possible out of respect to both our 25-man roster and theirs. So, some of that speculation gets twisted, and we've been involved in a variety of discussions with a number of different teams, and obviously today we were able to culminate in making a trade for Zach Greinke.
All right, let me ask you, as far as putting together that package with Doug Melvin, the general manager of the Brewers, Zach's going to be a free agent. The CBA kind of changes things as far as compensatory picks. Does that change how the deal gets put together as far as the players that get exchanged for Zach Greinke, or was there an opportunity perhaps that if they gave you a window to perhaps negotiate an extension, would that have changed the dynamic of the deal?
It did not, and we didn't ask for a window to negotiate an extension with Zach. We'll worry about 2013 and beyond when we get through 2012 as it pertains to Zach or our current 25-man roster. We are in constant mode of improving our major league club, and part of that is having a productive minor league system that can both send players to your major league club as well as use the access in trades like this, and I believe that we have a system and organization that allowed that to happen.
When you get a guy like Zach Greinke, you look at his track record, say, against the AL West. He's got very good numbers against the other three teams in the division. Does that play into why you make that decision, or you just try to say, this guy's got great stuff, we're getting him at all costs?
Ancillary benefit that he's been good against the West. I think that largely has to do with the fact that he's been good throughout his career. But we wanted Zach Greinke. We believed he was the right fit for us in all ways, so we're just happy to arrive at this moment.
Non-waiver trade deadline is on Tuesday. Still kicking the tires. I mean, I know you don't want to kind of show everyone your hand here, but if nothing else happened, are you happy with the way the team is constructed right now?
Absolutely, and to be frank, we were happy with the way the team was constructed earlier today and yesterday. We have a lot of faith in our 25 players. We've performed very well and put ourselves in position to be a contender in the second half of this season. That being said, you never say never. You never turn away from potential opportunity, and we'll keep our ear to the street, but by and large, we're very happy with our club as it looks.
Are you of the mindset that there are untouchables in your system, or do you believe that prospects are minor league players that either get you to the promised land or get you players that get you to the promised land?
The latter, and I think you have to approach the game that way. There are a lot of awfully good players in this game. We have a lot of awfully good players on our roster and in our organization, and you have to be open-minded to how they can help you improve as a team.
Oh, Jared, we appreciate it as always. Congrats on the deal, and we'll see what happens over the next couple of months. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Vic.
Jared Dakota, the Angels general manager, joining us. The Rays on top, 1-0. Rogers' 4th home run of the season. Limp shots never get old here at the Big A. And the Halos here in the bottom of the 2nd, down 1-0. We'll have Morales, Callaspo, and Kendrick up against Alex Cobb, who was in a little bit of trouble in the 1st inning with runners at 1st and 3rd and 1 out, but got Trumbo to hit into the 4-3 inning-ending double play.
Boy, Keppinger hit that home run against Dan Hare, now 5 for 12. Mentioned that half inning. He seized the ball for whatever reason very well for Dan Hare and hit that ball out to left field.
Kendrys Morales hitting .275, looks at a fastball for a strike. Kendrys with 9 home runs and 39 runs batted in. 0 for 5 in Wednesday's game, picked up an RBI on a ground out. 0-1 pitch. Bouncing out in front of the plate. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Morales from the left side of the plate, a .282 average, from the right side, a .240 this year.
This will be a big test for Morales against Cobb, but there's a lot of slow curves and changeups, and that's the one thing that Kendrys has had a tough time of late, staying back on the off-speed pitches.
One and two. Callaspo on deck, Kendrick to follow. Our thanks to Jerry DePoto, kind enough to make the rounds today. It's 2-2.
Yeah, he's been very busy at the press conference down by the dugout, then on the pregame show, then joining us up here in a second. Well, he's been busy since he's taken over that job.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Morales, and there is the first strikeout for Cobb in this one. Pulled the string on him. We'll bring up Callaspo.
And Cobb does a good job of changing speeds with his changeup. 84 to 87 range. It's a nice job as far as keeping the same arm angle with his fastball and changeup.
Alberto at .257 on the year. Takes outside. 3-hit game for him on Wednesday. 2 doubles, an RBI, a single. Also drew a walk. Shoots this one down the left field line, chasing Fold toward the corner. And Fold, good speed, makes the catch as he bangs into the wall. 2 down.
Well, we talked about him being an energy guy. He covered a lot of ground on that fly ball that went foul against off the bat of Callaspo and against the wall, able to make the play. Never took his eye off the baseball and found where the wall was able to be at. Collides in and keeps that ball barely in the glove. But how you make that play is you never take your eye off the baseball, even though you're going to be going into that wall, and that's not a forgiving wall right there. Even with the padding, not a lot of give.
Cobb gets ahead of Howie Kendrick with a strike. Howie had a 2-for-4 game on Wednesday. His average of .276. 5 home runs, 35 runs batted in, 16 doubles and 2 triples on the year. The last thing you want is for Cobb to get into a rhythm, feeling comfortable and throwing all of his pitches for strikes. And the Angels go down very quietly and in order here. A shutdown inning by Alex Cobb. To the books. Rays are up 1-0. Clevenger home run with 1 out of the second. And here in the third, it'll be Lobatone, Johnson, and Fold against Dan Herron, who had a couple of strikeouts in that second inning as well. They struck out Joyce looking and Pena swinging. Lobatone, a switch hitting catcher, hitting .238 on the year. 1 home run and 12 runs batted in, native of Venezuela. Just 41 games this year as he drives one out to the alley in right center field. Trout is there, and he'll make the catch on the warning track, and there's the first out of the inning. Hey, this season, Fox Sports is proud to support Boys and Girls Club of America, a place where youth can reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. To learn more, please visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports.
What good communication between Trout and Hunter out in right center field. Torrey, center fielder throughout the majority of his career, realizing right now the communication between the center fielder and him. Center fielder's baseball, was able to track that down. Trout was.
Elliott Johnson is the shortstop, hitting .256 on the year. Pops this one up. Meiser Stores making the catch for out number 2.
And as a shortstop with Mark Trumbo playing left field, he plays a pretty deep left field. As an infielder, you're going to have to think in terms of, I'm going back on the baseball all the way until I'm called off by Trumbo. So Meiser active, runs that one down.
So 2 outs and nobody on for Sam Fold, who looks at a strike. He grounded out to Pujols, hit a nice backhanded diving stop on a ground ball. So Fold 0 for 1. Were we in Tampa last year when we gave out those capes?
Yeah.
Sam Fold capes.
Yes, we were.
You still wearing yours to bed?
Only when I jog in the afternoon.
Feel faster that way?
Yes, extremely fast.
Why would you? 1-2. Folded .240 last year, had 18 doubles, 20 stolen bases. That pitch is high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
One of the few split finger fastball that's gotten away from Dan Herron so far. He's done a nice job of getting out in front with that pitch.
And that's ripped down the line, and that is going to go for extra bases. A fan touches it. So Fold will be awarded second base. He'll stop right there. Second double for Fold. And B.J. Upton will step to the plate. Upton popped out into foul territory in the first inning. 0 for 1.
Dan Herron's faced a guy that's had a lot of success against him coming into game 346. Career hitter against Dan Herron, B.J. Upton, with 4 home runs.
A pretty good location there. 1-2, or pardon me, 2 balls and a strike. Fold with very good speed over at second base with 2 outs here in the third. Pulled over to third base, and Alberto Callasco goes across the diamond. The inning comes to an end. A 2-out double stranded at second base. We head to the bottom of the third with the Rays up 1-0. Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Joe Madden and the Rays up 1-0 in the bottom of the third inning. Kind of just an okay season for the Rays. The starting pitching has been fairly decent for them. They are, as they roll into this one, second in the American League in team ERA. Bullpen's been pretty good for them. Offense has been shaky and spotty at best, and their defense really has struggled. 76 errors for the Rays this season. Meister Sturris leads things off and looks at a strike. It'll be Sturris, Wilson, and Trout.
And that's a surprise, too. When you look at the Rays over the years, it's always been the strength, has been their defense.
Meister bounces one back to Cobb. One out. Hey, groups of 25 or more can enjoy Angels baseball all summer long for as low as $8 per seat. To book your group outing today, call 888-796-HALO or log on at angels.com/groups.
Remember a couple years ago when Alex Cobb pitched a good game, at least early on against the Angels at the Trop. Big thing is swinging the pitches out of the strike zone, looking for fastballs. I think he looked for off speed against him, adjust on a fastball. He's got a pretty good fastball, but it's not overpowering. Talked about 40% of his pitches are changeups, so look off speed and make an adjustment on the fastball.
Bobby Wilson trying to bump, but didn't get it down the line. Cobb will throw him out. 2 outs. And not making Cobb work like he worked in the first inning, though. An easy 1-2-3 second inning, and he's retired the first 2 rather easily here to start the third.
Yeah, 34 pitches thrown, 26 strikes for him.
He's retired 6 in a row since giving up the base hit by Albert Pujols. Back-to-back hits by Hunter and Pujols, but runners at first and third with 1 out of the first inning. Trumbo grounded into the double play. Cobb has picked up a couple of strikeouts since then. John, in his first ever appearance in the big leagues against Cobb, popped out. Carlos Pena the first inning. He's 0 for 1.
Mike Trout makes adjustments very well from his first bat to his second at bat. Amazing numbers, the difference for him. First appearance against the pitcher, he's hitting a little over 300, 306. Second at bat, 412. Third at bat, 409, and then 421. So he reads pitchers very well.
2 balls and 1 strike. Line back up the middle, and that is a 2-out base hit. And that's how you get your batting average over 400. Second time up.
Amazing. Even though it was a pretty good pitch by Cobb, he jammed it, but strong enough to fight that into the center field for a base hit. Another all-speed pitch, but kept his hands back long enough to be able to fight that into center field for a base hit. Now at first base with 2 outs, certainly might see Trout thinking about stealing a base. Has 31 stolen bases in 34 attempts.
Torrey 1 for 1 with a base hit to right field. It takes a while to make his motion to first base, but then fires a rocket over there.
And look at his move right there. He's collapsing the back leg. Trout trying to read that. See what tendency he's going to give up as far as when he's going to throw the first or throw home.
0-1 count.
Quick slide step there. Lobaton has only thrown out 10% of would-be base stealers. So it's a good combination here for Trout.
Trout with a 2-out single, standing over at first base. Third hit of the night for the Halos. Torrey drops a bunt on the third base side. That will go for an infield base hit.
Now that's the difference between Torrey Hunter in the run-producing position as compared to Torrey Hunter hitting the number 2 spot, especially when you have Albert Pujols coming up behind you. With Roberts playing back, it's a free base hit. Setting the table for Pujols.
Pujols with a base hit past Pena in the first inning, so he's 1 for 1. Trout at second and Hunter over at first base.
Boy, B.J. Upton in center field plays an extremely shallow center field. You Cobb through the fastball middle part of the plate. You're kind of playing to that power swing for Pujols.
Breaking pitch, a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rays play Pujols in a quasi-overshift. Zobrist almost right up the middle. The shortstop Johnson really pulled towards that shortstop hole, so Zobrist came in a couple of steps, and that's why Cobb fired it to second, but really no pickoff play. Trout easily got back to the bag. Here's the 1-1. This one line to left field. Full giving chase. Dives, can't get it. That's off his glove. Trout will score. Torrey's being waved around. He is going to score, and the Angels are on top 2-1. That was a laser to left field.
Boy, Foe gave every effort possible to make that play. Full extension on the dive, but hit just too well for Pujols. Maybe that distraction of that speed at second base took the attention off one of the best hitters the game has ever seen. You make a mistake on the inner half, and Pujols crushed it. Fold almost able to make that play, but off his glove, and by going off the glove and at the dive for the ball allows Torrey Hunter to come all the way around from first base to score the go-ahead run, but another good at bat for Pujols. Looks energized since those 2 days off.
Second hit of the game, his 26th double. Trumbull looks at a breaking pitch upstairs. Torrey now, or pardon me, Albert now with 63 runs batted in. Trumbo for 1. He rolled into a double play that ended the first.
And that's a play you can almost see if you're a Cobb trying to keep Pujols close to second base. Don't get that big secondary lead in case of base hit in the outfield. But with Trout, he's scoring no matter what if there's a baseball hit into the outfield. That little distraction, bad pitch to Pujols.
This one pulled through the left side. There's a base hit. Pujols being waved around. Here comes the throw from Fold. It is cut off. Trumbo's in a rundown. The Angels will have a 3-1 lead as Pena tags out Trumbo.
But there was collision there in the infield.
Phil Cuzzy saying that it was incidental contact and it did not impede Trumbo's way to the base. Mike Such is going to come out and get an explanation, but as it goes, the Angels score 3 times here in the third through 3. The Halos lead it by the score of 3-1.
He's one of those plays, too. It's the discretion up to the umpire if this was the reason why the collision was made.
At the top of the 4th inning, the Angels up by the score of 3-1. Dan Herron back to work, facing Zobrist, Joyce, and Keppinger here in the 4th inning. No balls and 2 strikes. Zobrist 0 for 1, hit a fly ball to right field in the 1st inning.
Pitch before that, cut fastball, got the inside corner. That 2-seam fastball just off the inside corner. You wonder if he's going to go a split.
This one's fouled back.
He went with the split finger fastball, but it's elevated. And that enabled Zobrist to foul that one off.
Nice 2-out rally for the Halos in the bottom of the 3rd. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And you're sitting at home, you're watching the game, you're thinking, why would Torrey Hunter lay down the bunt down the 3rd baseline? But the reality is he's a different spot in the order now for Torrey Hunter. He's in that situational type hitting, setting up the guys behind him, gets a bunt base hit, allows Pujols to come up, and Pujols hits a double and drives him 2.
Full count. Herron with a couple of strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits allowed. Home run to Keppinger in the 2nd, a 2-out double to Fold in the 3rd. Matt Joyce on deck. Here's the 3-2. And that's a called strike 3, and Zobrist knew it. So 1 out. Joyce coming up. And here is our AT&T trivia question for tonight. Joe Madden, an Angels coach for 12 years. Which 3 coaches served the Angels longer? Oh, 1 count. First one that comes to mind. I don't know if he's classified as an official coach, Jimmy Reese, the legendary. This one's fouled back.
Well, he was fun to talk to. Marcel Latchman?
Saw Latch today.
Yes. The reason why I remember that, I saw him today. He's amazing. He knows pitching so well.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Said, I haven't seen you since spring training. He goes, yep, spring training. Latch
That's Latch.
Yeah, he's a guy that can speaks in tongues. Breaking pitch, and down goes Joyce. Back-to-back strikeouts, 2 outs.
Now it's time for a Coors Light cold hard blast. Keppinger, the second inning, continues to swing the bat well against Dan Herron. 5 for 12 in his career with that big fly. Home run number 4 for him. That was our Coors Light cold hard blast, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
4th of the year for Keppinger, as he pulls this one through the hole. Second hit of the game. A 2-out knock. That'll bring up Carlos Pena.
It's one of those things as a pitcher. There's certain guys that seem to get hits against you for whatever reason, no matter what, even if they're struggling. Keppinger's one of those guys. And you look at Ben Zobrist against Dan Herron, 2 for 23 in his career. Matt Joyce, 0 for 12. Yet Keppinger again, another base hit, now 6 for 13 against Herron.
Pena looks at a breaking pitch for a strike. Carlos, a strikeout victim in the second inning. Came in batting .195 on the year. 14 home runs and 41 runs batted in.
So far in this sequence, Victor, curveball outside corner and split finger fastball against a guy that's been struggling as far as making consistent contact. The power number's not bad for Pena, but consistency at the plate has been an issue for him.
All-time Rays home run leader. 158 career home runs as a member of the Rays. As that pitch is down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Great fielder at first base also.
It's a Rays team, as we pointed out, offensively has struggled this year. 12th in the American League in batting average, 10th in home runs, 10th in runs scored. Three games over 500, though. The pitch missed in. It's 2-2. They've played well against their rivals in the American League East. They always seem to do that. At least under Joe Madden they have. They are 23-18 against the East.
Yeah, I think when you look at matchups against the divisions in that AL East, that's where Joe Madden has the advantage. The pitching staff, especially the starting pitchers. I think that's the advantage, and that's why they're able to win those games.
Bounce foul.
Well, the Yankees with a comfortable lead there, leading Baltimore by 8 games, and the Yankees beat Boston today 10-3.
Boy, Wilson thought he had a strikeout. No throw as Keppinger took off on that pitch. It's a stolen base for Keppinger. And a full count on Carlos Pena.
Just off the inside corner.
Herron thought he had it too. It was just in off the plate, but with Wilson moving too, as if to throw down a second, doesn't give Jerry Davis much of an opportunity to call the pitch. Here's a 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Pena. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Dan Herron. We hit the bottom of the 4th. The Halos up by the score 3-1. By the new wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/free your TV. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax. Start here. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on. Halos with 3 in the bottom of the third. Lead this one 3-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Morales, Callaspo, and Kendrick against Alex Cobb, who retired these 3 in order in the second inning, including a couple of strikeouts. Cobb with 2 punch-outs, no walks, and 6 hits allowed. Kendrick went down swinging on the off-speed pitch in the second inning. The curveball misses upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Not a full over shift on Morales, although Zobrist out in shallow right field and left side of the infield, shading Kendrick toward the middle. This one's pulled up the line and foul. Alfredo Griffin
Made the play.
What? Must be a Friday night.
Big Bang Friday here, the fireworks. Alfredo showing those good hands he had as an infielder.
The 1-2. This one's pulled into the overshift there. That's the third baseman, Roberts, making the play. It's a 5-3 put out. 1 out. And Callaspo coming up. We'll go back to our AT&T trivia question. Joe Madden, Angels coach for 12 years. Which 3 coaches served the Angels the longest? Jimmy Reese, 23 years. Bobby Knopp and Alfredo Griffin.
Alfredo, see, it was all about those hands. He knew he was in the trivia question tonight.
One ball, no strikes on Callaspo. Hit a fly ball into foul territory down the left field line. And Sam Fold, the left fielder, made a nice play on. Alberto's 0 for 1. Ahead of the count now, 2 balls and no strikes.
It looked like they made that adjustment last inning against Cobb, looking off speed and adjusting to fastballs. Very successful getting those 4 hits to score 3 runs last inning.
This one pulled over to Pena at first base. Cobb will take the throw. 2 down. So base is clear for Howie Kendrick, who struck out in the second. Just joining us and didn't hear the news. The Angels acquiring Zach Greinke from the Milwaukee Brewers for 3 prospects, including Gene Segura. And Segura was dressed in his uni, was out down the left field line getting ready to participate in the player's stretch before batting practice, and Alfredo Griffin had to come over and call him in, take him down into the clubhouse as that pitch is up and in.
It's a good opportunity for him to go into Milwaukee. When you think about it, you have Howie Kendrick and Eric Ibar signed for 4 years. There's the 2 positions where he can play so well, and he's going to get an opportunity with Milwaukee eventually, and he's going to be a good player at the major league level.
1 ball, 1 strike on Kendrick.
Look at our Mazda leaders or his career batting average versus Tampa. Howie born in Florida, batting average of nearly 400.
Chris Gomez on that list, huh? Bouncer to second. The Angels once again go down in order, the same 3 as they did in the second. We have played 4 here at the Big A, and the Angels up 3-1. 3-1. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Victor Rojas along with Mark Kubica. And, of course, Dan Herron's doing a nice job. Second start from coming off the disabled list tonight. Gave up the home run to Jeff Keppinger, but 5 strikeouts so far.
Yeah, he looks like he's really getting a good extension, whether it's the fastball or split finger fastball. That's the important thing for him. He feels comfortable. The back is not an issue for him right now. And by having that back feeling better, he's able to get out in front with all his pitches very effectively.
Roberts swinging through that one. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Bottom third of the order for the Rays. Roberts, Lobatone, and Johnson. 2 strikeouts for Herron in the second, 3 in the fourth. You got Roberts hit a fly ball to right center field to end the second. So he is 0 for 1. On his outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Roberts was with the Diamondbacks. He was hitting .250 with 6 home runs and 34 runs batted in. Had an incredible season for the Diamondbacks, career highs in a lot of offensive categories as this one's fouled back.
A lot of big hits for the Diamondbacks last year, too. Always seem to come up in key spots and coming through for Kirk Gibson's boys in Arizona.
He had 25 doubles, 14 home runs, 19 home runs, and 65 runs batted in as this one's lifted in the air. Behind the plate, Wilson on the warning track runs out of room. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes still. Now, last half inning, we were talking about the acquisition of Zach Greinke, but Eric Ibar placed on the disabled list. Andrew Romine was recalled, so Romine's on the bench. And Vernon Wells activated off the disabled list. And he takes the spot vacated by Gene Segura, being traded to Milwaukee. Tapper foul.
Clearly staying away from the inside part of the plate, Dan Herron. A lot of cut fastballs, sliders, split finger fastballs away against Roberts. Likes to turn on pitches inside if he can.
Lays off. A full count now. And a lot of off-speed stuff from Herron tonight.
Yeah, the velocity not necessarily there for him. He had a couple of 90-91s his last game out. Hasn't touched 90 yet.
Do you have to, though, if Roberts is retired for the first out?
No, I don't think so. If you're hitting your spots with all your other pitches, you don't necessarily have to rush it up there at 90. You conserve that good fastball for later in the game. So this split finger fastball has been great. Here you can see the grip in there very well in the glove to be able to, that's well, he finished off Pena last inning. He got on top of this pitch and finished it off. You see the extension off the hand and the split finger fastball, the running action at 83. That's the important pitch. That's the field pitch for Dan Herron. He's had 4 full counts, but the reality is he still has that good fastball to conserve later in the game here.
Breaking pitch to Lobatone, the catcher. He's down at it. 1 ball, no strikes. Lobatone hit that fly ball to center field in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1. Fouls this one back, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
See that fastball at 88. After the pitch before coming in there at 82. You have some late swings. We see that a lot from Jared Weaver also. 88-mile-an-hour fastballs you think hitters are on, but they're late. If you could throw one in there at 75 and then their tops at 89, you got a good enough differential.
Pujols has this one. We'll flip it to Herron. 2 outs. Hey, tomorrow the Angels post-game summer concerts conclude with a rock concert featuring the Goo Goo Dolls, presented by SRS Sound in association with Budweiser, Jeep, and Jack FM. Purchase your tickets today at angels.com/concerts.
Should be a good one.
My little ones are excited.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be here, hanging out in the booth. Go join us?
Yeah.
Don't forget tomorrow, 6:05 start. Just in case.
Time is it tomorrow? 6:05?
6:05. You being the national TV guy, playing that the 1 o'clock start last week against Texas. I just wanted to remind you.
Thank you. I'm not so good with times.
Among as Full takes a strike. I'll finish that thought later.
Yeah, I figured you would.
At
some point.
That's not full. That's Johnson folds on deck. Elliot Johnson's 0 for 1. He popped out to short. That was the play that Asturis made out at shallow left field. He went around.
Boy, that's a great pitch. Pitch before, split finger fastball away, then you throw a cut fastball inside. The hitter committing to look away, dives out over the plate, but then a cut fastball underneath the hands. An excellent pitch from Herron.
Pulled foul. Watch out.
Boy, another cut fastball, and now you would believe he's going to try to throw that two-seam fastball at the hip and try to catch the corner now.
Just got a piece of it. The count remains at 1-2. Herron now in his career against the Tampa Bay Rays. 81 2/3 innings, 79 strikeouts, 9 walks. Swing and a miss, make that 82 innings, 80 strikeouts, and 9 walks. So 1-2-3, 5th. The Angels up 3-1. In California in an actual aircraft hangar. We thank Hangar One Vodka for the aerial shots tonight. There it is. They're going to ship us a couple cases, you know, for the effort.
Yes. Looking forward to it.
3-1 Angels here in the bottom of the 5th. Never hurts to ask, right?
No.
Asturis hit a bouncer back to Alex Cobb his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. He looks at a fastball for strike 1. Cobb, as a matter of fact, retired the first 2 guys in the 3rd inning. Asturis on that bouncer, then Wilson tried to bunt his way on, but then gave up 4 consecutive hits and the lead. Breaking pitch upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Trout with a single to center. Hunter with a bunt base hit. Pujols with a double off the glove of Fold in left field, and Trumbo with an RBI single. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Mice had a good fastball to hit. Cobb came inside with the fastball and fouled that one straight back.
This one pulled up the line. Pena going far to his left. Makes the backhanded play. One out. Well, the red-hot Oakland Athletics just continue to get the job done. Baltimore battled back from being behind in the game at Camden Yards against the A's to take a 9-8 lead into the ninth. And all Oakland did against Jim Johnson, the all-star closer, was drop a 6 spot in the top of the ninth inning. So Oakland wins tonight 14-9 over the Orioles. And down in Texas, what was a 1-run game in the ninth inning now is a 4-run lead for the White Sox. 9-5. Leading the Texas Rangers in the first of 3 down in Texas.
Amazing what Oakland's doing with the power swing, too. That's a team that wasn't hitting any home runs early in the year. Now they're crushing the ball.
Bobby takes a strike. Other scores. Yankees defeated Boston. You were talking about that earlier, 10-3. The Tigers lost again, 8-3. And Cleveland got shut out by Minnesota, 11-0. The Tigers let one slip away yesterday with Justin Verlander on the mound.
Well, just like when you think the Tigers are going to start running away with that division, they've had a little bit of a lead on the White Sox. The White Sox were struggling. Now the White Sox have gotten back together again, and then the Tigers are slipping back. It's going to be a great race all the way through in that division in the AL Central, which none of us thought coming into the year that was possible.
Wilson fouls that pitch, and it's 1-2. Tigers could start of the day a half game back of the White Sox. Cleveland 3.5 back. So if the White Sox hold on, Cleveland will be 4.5. The Tigers a game and a half. And the West shaping up to be a wild one, perhaps. The Angels can hang on, and that score Texas holds. Wilson fouls it off to the right. The count remains at a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, right now, if the season ends at this point, both wild card teams will be coming out of the AL West.
Two balls, 2 strikes. This one lined into center field, a base hit. Good approach by Bobby Wilson. A 1-out knock. That'll bring up Mike Trout. We'll take a look at our upcoming schedule. 2 more here at the Big A against the Rays. C.J. Wilson will be going tomorrow. Zach Greinke will be going on Sunday for the Angels. And then out on the road. 4 in Texas, 3 in Chicago, 3 in Oakland.
Well, that's going to be a test, that road trip. Talk about 4 in Texas and then 3 in Chicago, the way they've been playing, in up to Oakland, where the Angels have had a tough time in Oakland and continues to play great baseball. A lot of good pitching performance from their young pitchers also.
I was just going through the game logs here. Just the fewest games back the Angels have been this year. As Trout looks at a strike on the inside corner. Aside from the first week where everybody's kind of bunched up at the top there. But in season, the fewest games back the Angels have been, 2.5 games back. That was on June the 11th. After a win at Dodger Stadium, the opening game of that series, the Freeway Series. Little looper towards second. Zobrist makes the catch. 2 outs. Good fastball in on the hands of Trout. He's retired. 1 for 3 now on the night. That'll bring up Torrey.
Second time he's jammed. The last one was an all-speed pitch. He was able to get through the baseball. That time a fastball on the hands. Couldn't get it over Zobrist's head on that one.
So 2 outs. Bobby Wilson standing at first base, and here's Torrey. Base hit the right field and a bunt single in the third. Scored a run in that 3rd inning. Breaking pitch right back to Cobb. Yeah, come to an end. 5 in the books here at the Big A. The Angels still up 3-1.
showing some defense. Albert Pujols, the two-time Gold Glover. And Sam Fold dives, makes the play, touches the base. It's that first important out. And Alberto Callaspo, who's been playing outstanding defense at third, reaches up over the tarp and makes a nice play on B.J. Upton. That free scan was brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Halos up 3-1 here at the top of the sixth inning. 1-2-3. Due up for the Rays. Fold, Upton, and Zobrist. First one is just outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Sam Fold, the left fielder, 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. Second of the year. Playing in his 4th game back after having wrist surgery. Callaspo went on the grass just in case. Fold with very good speed. Bounces this one to short. Esteros has it. 1 out. As B.J. Upton strolls to the plate, we'll go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
Talked about the importance for Dan Herron to settle down in the strike zone. His split finger fastball has been great. We talked about it last inning about no 90, 91 mile an hour fastballs, but there was no need to at this particular point because he's been living downstairs with his split finger fastball, his two-seam fastball, and his cut fastball.
Upton takes down low. 0 for 2 tonight with a pop-up and a ground out. 80 pitches thrown by Dan Herron. Swing and a miss on the 81st.
What a great spot. B.J. Upton looking fastball. Fastball count 1-0. Thinking in terms, I'm going to jump on that pitch and say got a split finger fastball.
This one rolled up the line, backhanded by Callaspo. Now, were you talking about velocity with Herron and settling down and all the like? And the other day we saw Jared Weaver go 5 innings, although they were kind of stressful innings for him. But this point of the season for veteran pitchers, are you keeping some reserves in the tank?
There's no question you do. And what you do as a pitcher in these spots, what your opponent is doing against you dictates how hard you're going to throw your pitches. If they're making outs on pitches on the corners and down, not necessarily overthrowing pitches, well, that's when you want outs. You're not looking for strikeouts. You're looking for quick outs. Conserve that fastball when you need it late in the game because there's going to be a time when you're going to need that fastball, and you want that little giddy up on there at 90, 91, 92 to get it by a good hitter in a key spot late.
Zobrist did not go around. Manny Gonzalez with the call at third. 2 balls and a strike on Zobrist, the second baseman. Is it a fly ball to right? He struck out and look. This one pulled down the line, and that's going to go for extra bases. Torrey plays the carom cleanly, and Zobrist easily to second base with his 24th double. It comes with 2 outs. There's the third 2-out hit allowed by Herron. Fold a double in the third, kept him to a single in the fourth, and now this double here in the sixth.
And the reason why Zobrist was able to hit that ball down the line because it was an off-speed pitch, but it was up. He was fooled on initially, but because the pitch was elevated, you keep your hands back a little bit longer and hit that right down the right field line for a double. His 24th double of the year.
Fourth hit allowed by Herron. 6 strikeouts, no walks. Here's Matt Joyce. A couple of punch outs for him. Joyce lifts one out to right. Torrey is there. Makes the catch. And the inning comes to an end. Torrey thought perhaps
he wanted to showcase that arm.
1 out. He's going to play it off as if he knew how many outs there were. But there were 2 outs. 3-1 Angels.
Back in the third inning with 2 men on. Albert Pujols gets a fastball inside and turns on it. 26th double of the year, drives in 2. The Angels the lead, eventually scores a run himself. A base hit by Trumbo.
Albert Pujols will lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning with the Halos up 3-1. 4 consecutive 2-out hits for the Angels in the 3rd inning to plate those 3 runs. Albert with a 2 RBI double. 2 for 2 this evening. Pujols now with 63 runs batted in to double his 26th. And that game in Texas is now a final 9-5. White Sox defeating the Rangers. The breaking pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. So the Halos with the victory tonight. Able to pick up a game in the West. As this one's grounded through. And it's the 3rd hit of the night for Albert Pujols. 6th time this year that Albert has had 3 hits in a game.
Well, there's 3 hits plus that nice defensive play to start the game. It's solid so far for Pujols.
Trumbo 1 for 2 with the RBI single in the 3rd. The fastball is up and in. Boy, really took something off that breaking pitch.
Boy, as a hitter, power hitter, you're looking and hoping for a fastball, especially when you're ahead of the count there. But Cobb is either going to throw a curveball or a changeup in those spots and try to keep her hands back.
One ball, 2 strikes. Mentioned Vernon's back. Albert over at first base with a leadoff single. 75 pitches thrown by Cobb. The Rays with 1 run, 4 hits, 3 men left on base. The Angels 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 2 stranded so far. Cobb with a couple of strikeouts and no walks.
They missed by a lot. Spied that fastball in the inside part of the plate, maybe just below the knees. Trumbo looking away, whether it's off speed or fastball. When Cobb tried to sneak that one inside, it missed by a lot. I just want you to believe that he's going to try to go something soft away.
Foul at the plate. Good little battle here between Trumbo and Cobb, with nobody out in the 6th. This Angels team a lot different than the team the Rays faced in April at Tropicana Field, April 24th through the 26th. The Angels swept in a 3-game set. Remember that getaway day game was a walk-off as Pujols takes off, and that's in the dirt. Lobaton's throw is not in time. Stolen base for Albert. That was Brandon Allen who hit the walk-off off Jordan Walden.
Boy, Pujols picks his spots well. 7 stolen bases in 7 attempts. Yeah, I remember that well. Ball to right center field at the Trop.
Allen sold to a Japanese team was announced today. So he could do no damage tonight. That was a big home run.
Yeah, that was crushed.
Hasn't been on the roster with the Rays since June. Full count here on Trumbo. Morales on deck. Went around. 1 out.
Cobb threw some very good pitches to Trumbo during those sequences. Trumbo was at that point trying to make some contact. At the very least, he hit to the right side to advance. Pujols, that big hard curveball, to swing and miss. 3rd strikeout of the game for Cobb.
Candrish looks at an off-speed pitch for a strike. Morales 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground ball to 3rd. RBI opportunity with Pujols standing at 2nd. Pujols takes off to 3rd, and he is gone down. 2 outs.
Well, that's one of those times, too, if you're a base runner, you're trying to pick the right time when they're not paying attention to you. You're already in scoring position, but with a left-handed batter up, it's a clear throw to 3rd base. Lobaton was able to throw a good strike to Roberts to get Pujols to 3rd base. Now, right-handed batter's a little different throw for a catcher.
Two balls and 1 strike. Bounced over to Roberts. It's the second baseman, or probably the 3rd baseman in the second base position. And the inning comes to an end. 6 in the books. The Angels still up 3-1. The amazing grilled cheese bacon burger, only at Carl's Jr. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T Rethink Possible. And by Dodge. Top of the seventh, the Angels with a 3-1 lead. Keppinger, Pena, and Roberts to face Dan Herron. The first one is down and away. Keppinger 2 for 2 with a home run and a single. Angels start to get some action going in the pen as Herron's getting ready to throw his 89th pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. GoPro bullpen cam has Kevin Jepson warming in the bullpen. One ball, 2 strikes.
.90 pitches thrown for Herron, 58 strikes. So he's been doing a good job as far as attacking the strike zone. It's a guy that's had success against him.
This one looped out toward right center field, and Keppinger's going to have his 3rd hit. And a little miscommunication there will allow Keppinger to get to second, a leadoff double. So he's a triple shy of the cycle.
Well, again, you look up and he continues to swing the bat. Didn't even try to do too much. Will not swing. Just try to put it in play. Not your prototypical number 5 hitter in your lineup, but against Dan Herron, seeing the ball well. That's a split finger fastball that's down, but he's just trying to make contact. He's up splitting Trout and Hunter for a double. His 8th double of the year.
So Herron to face Pena now. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Rays with 5 hits. Keppinger has 3 of them. Jepson's ready to go in the bullpen. This one's tapped foul off the foot. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Here now, that was the 95th pitch thrown for Herron. That point of the game where Mike Scioscia feels good about what he's done so far. With Kevin Jepson, the way he's been thrown, should be ready to go just in case needed here.
Three balls and 1 strike. Roberts on deck. Nobody out here in the 7th. First time in the game that the Rays have had their leadoff man reach. Keppinger with the double out to the alley in right center. And he walked him. So the first 2 have reached now. And that may be it for Dan Herron. Mike Scioscia's coming out. And Kevin Jepson will be called upon. That's the first walk of the game by either side. So Herron is done through 6 innings plus 2 batters. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, and the 5 hits allowed as he departs with a 3-1 lead and a couple of men on base.
in 6+ innings. 1 earned run so far. Did a solid job. 6 punch-outs in those 6 innings. Albert Pujols, who didn't play on Wednesday, had the off day yesterday. 2 full days off. Solid defense and swinging the bat exceptionally well. 3 for 3 with 2 RBI. 2 singles and a double for Pujols.
Kevin Jepson to face Ryan Roberts with nobody out here in the 7th. Keppinger standing at second, Pena at first. Roberts tonight 0 for 2. Fly ball to center and a ground ball to third. Jepson pitched 1/3 of an inning on Wednesday. Pop out to end the Royals' threat in the 8th. He falls behind here. 1 ball, no strikes. Last extended outing for Kevin was on Monday. Inning in a 1/3. 2 hits, 1 strikeout. No runs. One ball, 1 strike.
You know, in the National League, Roberts hit into 10 double plays. None so far here in the American League, but the guy that will hit the ball on the ground. If you get in an infield, you got a great chance at a double play ball.
There's the 1-1. This is lifted foul and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cal even up 2-2.
Nice job by Bobby Wilson to be able to smother that slider in the dirt. Jepson ahead of the count, can afford at that point to expand the strike zone with that slider.
And a full count. Lobatone, the catcher, is on deck. Then Elliott Johnson. Keppinger with a leadoff double, standing at second. Pena worked the walk. It was the last batter that Herron faced. Runners don't go. The 3-2 lifted in the air to right. Playable for Torrey. He's there. Keppinger is tagging, and he'll stay at second base. Torrey gets the baseball back in. 1 out.
A nice job by Torrey to be able to get around that baseball. So put himself in position to make that play. Got himself a great throwing position. We talked about his arm. 7 outfield assists this year, 15 last year. Maybe that's why last inning got loose throwing that ball in.
That was it.
So he knows, he's a veteran. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Hey, whatever helps you sleep at night. Here's the catcher, Lobatone. 0 for 2. Fly ball to center and a ground ball to Pujols at first. 1-0. Lobatone's missed a considerable amount of time. 41 games on the disabled list. The right shoulder issue. His first career home run Wednesday against the Baltimore Orioles. Fouls this one back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Definitely aggressive on the fastball. His first at bat hit it well to center field. Jumped on a first pitch fastball from Dan Herron.
Two balls and 1 strike. Wilson wanting that pitch away, able to reach back across for it. A 3-hit game for Jeff Keppinger, all 3 off of Dan Herron. Home run, a single, and a double. 2-1. Foul back. 2-2.
Boy, good life from the fastball from Jepson.
Count remains even at 2-2. The Rays struck first on the Keppinger home run in the second, his 4th of the year. The Angels with 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd with 2 outs. 1 walk issued, and that was Herron to Pena here in the 7th. 2-2 again. Fouled back. "12 pitches, 7 strikes for Jepson."
Lobaton chokes up on the bat, just trying to make contact here, although he's still going to jump on a fastball, but now just trying to protect that fastball that Jepson has.
Lifted in the air to right center. Torrey moving over. Towering shot. Keppinger again will stay at second base. 2 outs. Hey, be sure to subscribe to MLB.tv today. You can see every Angels out-of-market game live online in HD quality. Visit Angels.com to order. Get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. So 2 outs, 2 on. Elliott Johnson, the batter. Angels in the bottom of the 7th inning will have Callaspo, Kendrick, and Asturis due up. Alex Cobb has thrown just 84 pitches. Herron done after 97 tonight. Johnson looks at a fastball high. Johnson, the shortstop, 0 for 2. He's popped to short and has struck out. Here's the 1-1.
Jepson a little bit too quick through his delivery there. Does slow it down. I think it's time there to think what he did wrong in that. He was too quick. One thing Mike Butcher and him have worked consistently is trying to slow down those mechanics enough to get over the front side and be consistent in the strike zone.
2-2. Six innings plus 2 batters for Herron. 5 hits, including a home run. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. Responsible for the 2 guys on base. Jepson trying to keep them right there. Here comes the 2-2, and he has taken it to a full count. So runners will be off of the pitch now. Keppinger from second and Pena from first. Runners take off in the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Johnson. The inning comes to an end as Kevin Jepson leaves the 2 on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th. The Angels still up. Job by Kevin Jepson to come on and get a couple of fly balls to right field and then striking out Johnson, keeping 2 runners at bay.
Well, he's had such great life on the fastball. His cut fastball has been effective. Even his slider, because it is a swing and miss pitch for him, has been effective. And a big part of the bullpen for Mike Socha since coming back from AAA as Scott Downs gets warmed up now. We'd like to see him in the 8th inning.
Alberto Callaspo looks at a breaking pitch for a strike. Callaspo, Kendrick, and Asturias for the Halos against Cobb. Alberto tonight is 0 for 2. Fly ball to left and a ground ball to first base. The Rays have action going in their bullpen as well. That is Kyle Farnsworth, the big right-hander. Here's the 1-1. This one out toward right center field. Hit pretty good. Upton and Joyce. It's Upton stepping onto the track, making the catch. And out number 1 is recorded. Hey, tomorrow when the Halos take on the Rays, it's a 6:05 start. Kids 2 to 14 will receive the Howie Kendrick kite, courtesy of Fox Sports West, while supplies last. To purchase tickets, visit the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on at angels.com. What's wrong?
You get the kite and the concert?
Yeah. I don't know why I thought the kite was on Sunday. My bad. Maybe I was just trying to hoard all the kites from you.
Yes, thank you. I need that.
You need what?
The kite.
Oh, I thought you needed me to hoard the kites.
No.
From you.
No. I'm looking forward
You
to
have an
that.
issue with kites?
No.
Kind of like clowns? Do clowns freak you out? Kind of like kites? There's the 1-0. Ground ball to the right side. Zobrist is there. 2 outs. You're being rather evasive.
No. Only kites with clowns on it. That scares me. Yeah.
You'd be an overload.
Yes.
So 2 outs. Meister Stir is coming up. Asturias 0 for 2 as he looks at a strike. Angels hitters tonight 5 through 9, 1 for 13. Bobby Wilson with the lone single. That was in the 5th. All the other hits coming from the top 4. Trout with 1, Hunter with 2, Pujols with 3, and Trumbull with 1.
Well, it's quite different than the last game on Wednesday when the bottom part of the lineup was very productive. Looking for balance. But Alex Cobb's done a nice job as far as changing speeds, avoiding the middle part of the plate, spotting his fastball well. Big slow curveball. His changeup's been great, taking speed off his changeup itself.
Another 0-2 on the way. Breaking pitch toward the middle. Zobrist farther and strikes down it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the 8th. The Angels up 3-1.
Eppinger in the second inning. Got the Rays on the board with his 4th home run of the season, but Albert Pujols answers right back with a double, driving in 2. At that point, giving the Angels a 2-1 lead, and Mark Trumbo scores Albert Pujols. Angels scored 3 runs there in the 3rd inning, all with 2 outs. And we are here in the 8th inning. 3-1 game still. And Scott Downs is going to take over for Kevin Jepson, who threw the ball very well. Let's see if Scott Downs can get back to commanding that strike zone, getting those ground ball outs. It's such an important part of the bullpen for Mike Scioscia. Last 5 games, been tough for him. 4 innings, he's allowed 9 earned runs. Big reason is the walk total for Scott Downs. He's always around the plate.
He went 2/3 of an inning on Wednesday, gave up 3 runs, walked 2, struck out 1, gave up a home run. They'll be facing 1, 2, and 3 for the Rays here in the 8th. With the Halos up 3-1, it'll be Fold, Upton, and Zobrist. It's going to be Desmond Jennings pinch hitting for Sam Fold. Jennings this year hitting .237. 7 home runs, 29 runs batted in. 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter this season. Very good speed. As he bounces this one toward the hole, Esteuris has it. Pretty tough play with his speed. Goes off the screen. Wilson has it. And the leadoff man is on board. Jennings will run 18 stolen bases. He has been caught once. Good numbers for BJ against Scott Downs. Upton tonight 0 for 3. A pop-up and a couple of ground outs to Callaspo at 3rd. Fouled back, and it's 0-1. I wonder if that got Wilson on the hand or the thumb.
Looks like it got him in the thumb. Throwing hand for Bobby Wilson.
Oh, 2.
A little cut action on that fastball after the 2-seam fastball the pitch before. Now Upton's a guy that will swing and miss. You get an opportunity to expand the strike zone here if you're Scott Downs.
Called strike 3. Down goes Upton. There's out number 1.
And that's the Scott Downs we've seen over the years with the Angels spotting that fastball so well. After the cut fastball down and in, paints the outside corner here with the fastball once again. 88 miles an hour, just catches the corner.
Zobrist will spin around and hit from the right side. 1 for 3 tonight, had a double in the 6th inning. This one pulled on a diving stop by Callaspo. Looks to second, but goes across the diamond. Zobrist is out number 2. Nice play by Alberto.
Boy, Callaspo's been playing some outstanding defense. We talked about that even in the first inning when he caught that pop-up by BJ Upton by the tarp. On the backhand, The thing that separates Kayasper from a lot of other third basemen is that arm strength he has. He's able to look to see if there was a play at second, knew he didn't have a shot at it with Jennings' speed, and across the diamond to get Zobrist to get that big second out.
So with 2 outs and a man at second base, Brooks Conrad will come up and pinch hit for Matt Joyce.
This is more of a situation where Mike Butcher's going to go over the scouting report off of Conrad at this point and be aware of what his spots where he can drive the ball and where his weaknesses are at.
Mike Butcher perhaps sporting the number 23 for the last time. Zach Greinke will be wearing the number 23. Butcher will be sporting Chuck Finley's old number 31.
Good friends, Butcher and Finley.
Zach had 23 in Kansas City, right?
That's for another day.
Wow. How about that?
It's a good number.
Good. Greinke with so much in common.
Oh, yes. Last days begin with the letter G.
Yeah. One ball, no strikes on Brooks Conrad. 22nd game as a member of the Rays. 2 for 6 as a pinch hitter with an RBI. He has Desmond Jennings and his good speed at second base. 3-1 Angels here in the 8th with 2 outs. Two and 0. Conrad, 32 years of age, was with the Brewers, claimed on waivers on the 21st. Originally with the Houston Astros as he swings through that one. 2-1.
That big run with the Braves a few years ago, too.
Mm-hmm. Lifted in the air, shallow right center field. Kendrick going out, Hunter coming in. Howie's there, makes the grab. The inning comes to an end. A leadoff infield single, stranded in scoring position. We hit at the bottom of the 8th. The Angels still on top.
Matt Moore, 6-7 with an ERA 4.23 versus C.J. Wilson, So looking for that 10th win. Great ERA, 2.89. Both can rush that fastball up there to the mid-90s. Curveball, changeups, hits down in the strike zone. Very difficult to mount a big inning against either one of them.
Alex Cobb, the starter for the Rays, is done after 7 innings. 8 hits, 3 strikeouts, no walks, 3 runs, all earned. 93 pitches on the night for the youngster. Desmond Jennings, who pinch hit and had an infield single, stays in the game. He is in left field. We have a new right fielder. That's Ben Zobrist, who shifts out there from second, and that makes room for Brooks Conrad, who made the last out in the 8th to play second base. Bobby Wilson, Mike Trout, Torrey Hunter to face the new pitcher for the Rays. It's Kyle Farnsworth.
Farnsworth still very good fastball, 92 to 95. Above average slider, solid changeup.
Bobby Wilson 1 for 2 tonight as he fouls off the first pitch. Breaking pitch, pulled to left. Wilson is on board with his second hit. Lead off night. That'll bring up Trout.
Bobby Wilson continues to swing the bat well in this homestand. Now 6 for 14.
Trout's 1 for 3 tonight. A single with a run scored in the 3rd. Farnsworth getting ahead at 0-1. Short hop throw over to first base. Nice play by Pena. Watch out. 1-1.
Going up and in with a fastball. As the league tries to make adjustments against Trout, try to pitch him in with a fastball, but Trout is super fast on fastballs in the inner half.
9th game that Farnsworth has pitched in this year. As Trout fouls this one back. It's 1-2. On the 60-day disabled list with a right elbow strain. Activated on June the 30th. Second season with the Rays. A career high 25 saves last year for the Rays in 63 appearances. 2.18 ERA. Ahead of the count. And a ball and 2 strikes. With Bobby Wilson standing at first. 3-1 Angels here in the 8th. Around, says Phil Cuzzy. That is out number 1. I mean, for Alfredo Griffin, of all people, to say something.
Pretty close. One of those things, too, once they see that bat getting close to crossing the plate, first base umpire who has a good side view at that decides to ring up Mike Trout.
So 1 out, Wilson still at first, and here's Torrey Hunter. Multi-hit game for Torrey, 2 for 3. Two singles and a run scored for Hunter. 6-game hitting streak for him. Good breaking pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Angels have Ernesto Frieri warming in the bullpen. The Rays in the 9th inning have Keppinger, Pena, and Roberts due up. One and two. Not a very big lead for Wilson at first as Torrey hits one over to first base. Pena goes towards short. Elliott Johnson's relay cannot be dug out by Pena. So Torrey will reach on a fielder's choice. And there are 2 outs now, and Pujols coming to the plate.
Well, it gives Albert Pujols an opportunity to swing the bat and able to turn that 3-6-3 double play. And especially the way Albert has swung the bat tonight, it's a good thing for Hunter to be able to beat that throw in there and be safe, especially with Pujols with 3 hits already. Now the thought process of trying to gear up for a hard fastball and get an extra base hit.
Albert's had 1 4-hit game this year. Tonight, 2 singles and a double. 2 runs batted in.
Torrey with 3 stolen bases in 3 attempts this year. Farnsworth paying a lot of attention to Torrey Hunter. I'm a pitcher. I'm thinking in terms of I got to pay attention to the man at the plate right here. Pujols with a lot of power.
Especially for a guy that's a former closer. 2 outs.
If I'm Torrey Hunter, I'm thinking in terms of I'm going to make sure I get Albert Pujols an opportunity to swing the bat here. Torrey with some pretty good speed, but there's a reason why Pujols is here wearing an Angel uniform, because of these spots, to be able to drive the ball.
Torrey takes off and had a running start and easily gets to the second base.
Fourth stolen base, 4 attempts. Boy, and all Farnsworth had to do was step off the pitching rubber. But it was identified as he throws over. He's got a quick throw to first, but he doesn't hold the ball long. So once Torrey saw that Farnsworth was holding the ball a bit longer, he knew he'd have an opportunity to steal second base.
in the dirt, and it gets away. Torrey advances to third. He will stay right there. A wild pitch. So for all the worrying that Kyle Farnsworth did with Torrey Hunter at first base, he is 90 feet away from providing the Angels some insurance.
Overthrew that slider in the dirt. First wild pitch of the year for Farnsworth. He's trying to communicate with Lobotron, but you're not able to do so, especially when that baseball gets away so far from him.
One ball, two strikes.
Now with two strikes, it's the time for Torrey to think in terms of that secondary lead, because Farnsworth has shown he's already bounced one slider in the dirt. Farnsworth ahead of the count against Pujols. May see him try to snap a slider off.
Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball. Down goes Pujols. We will head to the ninth with the Angels leading it 3-1. Crazy you can taste. And by Southern California Toyota. Check out the full line of fuel-efficient vehicles at your Southern California Toyota dealer. Top of the ninth inning here at the Big A. The Angels up by the score of 3-1. Peter Borges takes over in center field. And that means Mike Trout shifts over to left. New outfield for the Halos. Trout, Borges, and Hunter. For Ernesto Frieri, who comes on here to try to lock it down for the Halos.
Trying to get his 12th save. That fastball, 93-96. The slider, which is beginning better and better. 51 punch-outs and 29 in the third innings pitch for Ernesto.
31st game as an Angel. No record of 1.23 ERA. 29 in the third innings. 51 punch-outs, 21 walks. Opponents hitting 117 against him. Jeff Keppinger, the DH, to lead things off. He'll be followed by Carlos Pena and then Ryan Roberts. Frieri pitched in Wednesday's game and gave up a run. First one's in for a strike. 2 hits, 2 strikeouts in that game as well for Ernie. Inside out, shot down the line, and it's foul. It's 0-2.
Well, Keppinger just trying to level off that swing to try to make contact because of that fastball that Ernesto has. I wonder if he's going to try to throw a slider here, see if he can get a swing and miss, and get Keppinger out for the first time.
Keppinger Cappinger 3 for 3 as he fouls off that fastball. Count remains at 0-2. Cappinger with a home run, a single, and a double.
Cobb did a nice job today starting, going 7 innings. Kept his team in the game. Cappinger's a guy that doesn't strike out a whole lot. This 11 strikeouts this year. He had 175 at bats.
He is the hardest to strike out in the American League. The 1-2. Chopper towards short. Mysteris lays up on him, waits for that big hop, and they get Cappinger for round number 1. A little gamble there, but Mysteris throws out Cappinger. First time he's retired tonight. 1 away.
Yeah, that's the decision you have to make as a shortstop. You come in charge, you get that ball before it gets that tough last hop. But waiting back, trusting your arm strength to be able to throw out Cappinger at first. Just got him by a half a step.
One out for Carlos Pena. 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts and a walk. Towering shot to shallow left. Trout with a long run in as Mysteris is going out. Trout makes the catch, 2 down.
Well, that wasn't an easy play for Trout, going a long way as Meister went back on the baseball. Looked like the last second they looked at each other. Trout was still able to catch it.
So 2 outs here in the 9th. The Angels 1 out away from picking up the first game of this 3-game set. More importantly, picking up a game in the standings with Texas having lost to the White Sox earlier tonight. The Angels with a chance to be at 4 games back in the West as Roberts fouls off the first pitch. And it is 0-1. Roberts 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of fly ball outs and a ground out. Six hits for the Rays, 9 for the Angels. No balls and 2 strikes. Score holds. Dan Herron will pick up his 8th win of the season. 1 run in 6 innings plus 2 batters. 6 strikeouts and a walk for Herron. The Angels trying to get back to 10 games over 500 with the win tonight. Here's the 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. These two a little familiar with each other, having played in the same division. Roberts with the Diamondbacks and Ernesto with the Padres. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Roberts. Light that baby up as the Angels take game 1 against the Rays by the final of 3-1.
Boy, just enough hitting, led by that man right there, Albert Pujols, with 3 hits in the game. Some solid defense, great pitching for Dan Herron. The bullpen, once again, outstanding. Jepson, Downs, and Frieri with the save number 12. Hard-fought victory. Some good defense by the Angels. Allows that 3 runs to hold up and beat the Rays 3-1 here in the first game of this 3-game series.
Dan Herron now 8-8 on the year, and Alex Cobb, even though he pitched well, 3 runs in 7 innings of work, takes the loss. He is now 4-8 on the year, as you pointed out. Ernesto Frieri notches his 12th save of the season. The Halos find themselves now 4 back in the American League West, with Texas losing tonight. They will send C.J. Wilson to the mound tomorrow in a battle of left-handers as the Rays will counter with Matt Moore.
And one thing about Tampa, they will pitch, and they will pitch well and put a lot of pressure on you. So just enough offense, and like I said, the defense was very good, some quality plays. Callaspo made some great plays at third base. Of course, Albert set the tone there with the bat and the glove early in the game to establish the competitive edge for the Angels in this game.
Albert's scheduled to join us. 40,136 in the house tonight. And the Angels have picked up their 5th win on this homestand and trying to pick up yet another series victory. And we believe Albert is just about ready to go down on the field. And we will go down to the field right now. Albert Pujols kind enough to join us tonight as the Angels pick up the victory tonight by the final of 3-1. And Albert, yesterday you had the day off. You had the day off 2 days ago. I'm assuming with the 3-hit performance tonight that the elbow is feeling just fine.
Well, yeah, definitely. You know, it felt good today. Obviously, on Wednesday it was a little swollen, but I'm glad to be back in the lineup.
And Albert, Dan Herron threw the ball so well for you. You set the tone, making that nice defensive play to start the game. How do you think he felt out there on the hill?
Hey, listen, he threw a great game tonight. He kept the ball down, and we need to be on our toes to play good defense. You know, when Herron's on the mound, he don't play around. He get that ball and make some good pitch, and we need to make some good defensive play behind him.
Albert, we all know that when the Rays come to town, it's always going to be a tough battle because they obviously can pitch and pitch well. You guys had a nice 2-out rally that netted you 3 runs against a very good pitcher. Alex Cobb had it going pretty good tonight.
Definitely. He was keeping us off balance, and everything started with Mike Trout. You know, if he gets on base, there's a pretty good chance that we're going to score.
And Albert, how do you make adjustments against a guy with a great changeup like that, a guy that throws so many off-speed pitches? How do you be able to react and get those good swings against him?
That's why you go to trust the scouting report and watch video a lot before the game, and we took our game plan and execute tonight. As the game goes, we try to make adjustment, but 3 runs were enough today to win, and it was good to win the first game of the series.
Oh, we appreciate your time. As always, enjoy the fireworks, Albert.
Thank you.
Angels win it 3-1. More importantly, pick up a game in the standings. 4 games back in the American League West as Dan Herron picks up the win. Stick around as Chris McGee and Jose Mota, along with the Kingfish himself, Tim Salmon, out of the Rocks with Angels Live post-game edition. That is coming up next.